Okay, so starting today, we're going to do lymph, we're going to do a little bit of light weights and maybe some breath stuff with the lymph. All right. Oops, there we go. Okay. Let's um let's start just standing, breathing. Inhale, open up and exhale, just feeling into your body, feeling into the space around you, feeling what it's like to be a person. Opening up and exhale, and specifically yourself, feeling what it's like to be you today in your body. So coming into presence just through movement and sensation. Here we are, here I am. And one more, inhale, lift, reach, get long, and exhale, let it go, and just give it a shake. Let it go. Relax your neck, relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Let's take some twists. Moving in the horizontal, twisting, letting your weight shift or not with your twists. We're not going to do a whole lot, but just a few to get that whole lymphatic system that's in the back body uh, moving. I mean, it's also in the front body, but there's a whole bunch that's like coming in underneath here. So when we twist, we're just giving those little lymph nodes a little squeeze. Big breathing, deep down into your belly. So deep diaphragmatic breathing. In through your nose if possible. And then shake that out, let that go. Rubbing your hands together. We're going to start in with the right hand, left upper quadrant of the, just underneath or around your clavicle, subclavian vein, which is where the lymphatic is going to, fluid is going to return back into your heart. Got some weird lighting things happening here. All right, well, maybe it's going to pop on and off. And we want to start with this left one because this particular pathway, this entrance into returning into the fluid of the blood, where then it's going to filter out. This is like doing a lot of work for your body. This is doing like 3/4 of your body right here. And this is the final gateway into the filtration system of your blood. Same thing on the other side. And lymph is really important. If lymph nodes are blocked, that's going to show up in different ways. A stagnant, unhealthy little pond, cesspool in a lymph node. We want that to be healthy and moving. And then the same thing. Oh, there's that light coming back on up here around the angle of the jaw. And you can open your mouth, move your face a little bit, just encouraging from the inside and the outside the movement of that lymph fluid through the lymph nodes. And also establishing a relationship with sensation in your body where you're like, oh, this is what this feels like right now. Maybe it'll be different tomorrow, right? Like just I'm feeling some stuff, sensitivity up around here. So I'm just giving it a little more work into my jaw. And then along this pathway here. Yeah, which is actually doing pretty good for me. And we're just going to stroke down from sternocleidomastoid toward that clavicle, this big muscle. Same thing on the other side. Inviting health into our body, inviting our body to process stuff that might be getting stuck in there. And then the next place that I'm going to take off my big sweatshirt is armpit pec. So coming in here, this is my right hand to my left first, getting on this side first. So I'm getting in, I can grab my pec like that, and also just circling around. If anything feels tender, be very gentle in there. Don't be forceful and like, be soft and gentle. Same thing on the other side. So this is really an immune booster. You can do it every day. And then coming in to your cisterna chyli, right there in the middle of your body. And that's kind of deep in. So I like to kind of curl forward over it and slow down just a little bit for that. And then coming into the front of the hip flexor, so inguinal fold, breathing into that, feeling your feet on the floor as we're in this. So feeling your whole body also, you're not just tuning out, but tuning in. And then behind your knees, behind the eye of the knee. And you can bend and straighten as you do that. And today we're going to actually just start with weights. So we are going to grab some light weights. I'm going to use 3-pound weights. Sometimes I use 2 sets of 3-pound weights to get a 6-pound weight. You could use a pound. If you're being gentle with yourself, you could use nothing. A can, if you don't have any weights, a couple little bottles of water, seltzer, whatever. Coming up, we're just going to come up, roll it over, bring it in, and come down. Up, twist, in, down. Really easy. Getting the fascia and the density of the tissue in our forearms to move. And you can see I'm just holding them. I'm not holding them tight up here. I'm holding them down in my fingers so that I have kind of length through my wrist and I'm not curling the whole thing in. But okay, and then we're going to change it. So we're going to have hands facing down. You're going to come up, turn over, open out, bring it in, turn it down, up, over, out, in, flip, up, over, out, in, flip. Imagining that as we're moving the arms like this, we're also connecting into our lungs, right? Lungs are in there. As I move my arms, even this small movement is opening up the front just a little bit more. So think of connecting to your breath. Often in Pilates and in dance, people say, and even in yoga, like knit your rib cage and draw the front of the ribs together. For this today, let's just let that front of the rib cage open up as much as you want to. So coming up, over, out, in, down. And now we're going to change it. You're going to come up. What are we changing it to? I don't even know. We're not changing it to that. I'm come in and we're just going to roll down and up and in. So I'm rolling to the edge and moving up. All of this stuff that we're doing right now is really because we've become a culture of phones, screens, keyboards. And so it tends to be that we get a little disassociated from our own hands and wrists, elbows, all those things. So now we're going to curl up to here. Keep curling it up, keep curling it up. Lift your elbows, take it down, curl it down. So we're moving this train of tissue, curling, curling, curling. Like so you're really rounding in like a fiddlehead fern, coming down and out, curling up, bringing it in. Yeah, so I feel a stretch right through here as I get up there, which feels like really good for me. Also, I'm doing pole dancing. So that is another thing that I need to have the tissue in my forearms as healthy as possible, right? So when we move it like this, we're hydrating it, we're opening it up, we're giving it more possibility for movement. Good. We're going to do a different one. You're going to take your bend your elbows so you're here, bring it all the way up so your hands are facing you. Just open wide and come in. And this opening, I actually want you, if it feels okay, to go slightly forward and then close it up, letting your body move forward in space. So it's kind of like when somebody's about to fight and they puff their chest out and come open. That's what I want you to feel like. Oh, it's getting a little confrontational in your body, right? Or here I am. It doesn't have to be confrontational. It can be also like I'm singing at the Met. That would be maybe a nicer way of putting it. But let's do it with a step too. So you're going to step forward and open and close back. Step forward and open and close back. And if there's anything you're not facing in your life, maybe this is a way to say, oh yeah, I can face that. I'm just going to come right through into it. Or maybe not, right? I'm facing it. Oh no, I'm going to enclose myself and not face it. I'm going to face it. I'm moving forward into the thing. Nope. Moving forward. I have the choice. I don't have to. Moving forward and bring it back. And one more. Moving forward and bring it back and down. So by now you should be feeling a little bit of action in there. Let's just go with circles with the shoulders. So we're going to circle with a weight shift, a little dancey version. If we had music, this would be so much more fun, but there's that whole can of worms of copyright infringement, and I haven't organized a playlist of Anthony's music that we can use and not have to deal with that. Circles, letting your elbow, think of like elbow is involved with this. My elbow is making a circle in space. Elbow and spine moving from side to side, right, as I do this weight shift. Then we're going to change the direction, up and over, elbow coming forward. How does that go? Forward and forward, forward and down, 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 forward and down. Yeah, so I'm feeling a little bit of cardio work with this, a little respiratory action. Good, and let's come back in and let's do something with our legs as well. We are going to, I'm just going to move this down and I'm going to back up. So standing, we're going to bring our feet together. We're going to, let's do it this way. Plie and stretch, bend your knees and stretch parallel, plie and stretch and plie. We're going to go up, pressing up, releve and releve. There's 4 of these, 3 and 4. We're going to turn our feet out, knees over the toes. This is a small amount of turnout, 1, and I'm just going down and up, 2, trying to stay in the same line with my body, 3. So it's not like a squat where you'd stick out your butt. Heels together, pressing up, 1, 2, 3, feeling the verticality of your body, 4. Heels are going to open up so you're parallel, 1, 2, 3, 4, pressing up, 1. And something I noticed, like, because I do take ballet class, used to take it very regularly, now not so much. I think I'm at 4 or maybe 5. One thing I've noticed that I don't really work on, except in ballet, is my balance, like balancing on one leg. Now we're balancing on 2, but get that releve up. Hands might be slightly in front of you here. So just a little teeny bit. Not, if they're here, it's easier to fall back. So feel that connection to the front space. Last one. Good. We're going to go parallel. Stick out your butt. Get a little more fitnessy here. Stick out your butt. Arch your back. Open up. Going 1. Flies. 2, 3. And I'm really trying to arch my back and stick out my butt. 4, 5. Opening that wingspan. Opening those lungs. 6, 7, 8. Controlling the descent. 9, 10. 2 more. These are really light weights. 11, 12. You could do it with higher weights if you wanted to. Hands on your hips. They're going to keep coming back to your hips. So they're not going to come here. They're going to be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Chest open. 11, 12. Then you're just going to let yourself hang. Drop down. Bend your knees. You can even put your weights down. Shift from side to side. Let your back release. Let your spine soften. Mobilize. Rippling through. Weight shift. Easy, easy, easy body. Keep your weights with you. If you have a block, grab it. We're going down to the floor. Relocating my mat and camera. Okay, taking it all the way down. So we're going to internally rotate our legs, so it's going to be pigeon-toed and knock-kneed. Holding, I'm going to go with both weights here, and I'm going to make circles around my body. Allowing this to massage out my back. I'm lubricating up that ball and socket joint of my rotator cuff. And really, I'm actually moving my diaphragm a lot too. So we want our diaphragm to have really easy sliding surfaces with the organs that are underneath it and the organs above it, right? So our lungs are above it. We got our liver, which is a huge organ, underneath it on the right. Change direction. Stomach is in there, coming through, breathing. Last one, and it's not really even. Do a couple more. Even it out so you feel like you've done sort of the same amount in both directions. Last one. Good. And then coming in, relax down. Just easy looking from side to side. Open your arms, turning your head. As you're turning your head, let's take a hum with this. So it's just going to be like, take a big breath in. For as long as it lasts. And it could be like you're saying yum to your body, like, that's so delicious. But it's also humming in a relaxed way, stimulates the production of nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is a antiviral, antibacterial, and an antifungal. So we want that, and it kind of is created in the turbines of our nose. And for some reason, when we hum, we stimulate the production of that. So it's a natural detoxifier, healthy thing. So let's do that a couple of times. And this turning our head from side to side as we pan, like if we were standing, this would be the horizon line, but it's not. But this motion of turning like that often will give our brainstem and our nervous system the information that we're safe. So let's do it for a couple more breaths. After you finish the hum, try to inhale through your nose so you're bringing that nitric oxide in. And as you're turning your head from side to side and your arms are wide and expansive, imagine that any kind of tension, any kind of the backpack of stress of other people's problems or your problems that you're wearing, just let that melt away. So one more time with the breath. Yummy. Giving yourself some, so good. And then inhaling through your nose. And we're going to grab the weights again. And we're going to do this version of the hundreds with weights. You could do this without weights. What I'm going to do is every time that my arms come through, I'm going to change the direction. So arms can face each other, face the floor, face up, or even face out. So each set is going to involve that different spiral into my rotator cuff with the different relationship of the arms. So starting touching the floor, arms up, exhale, pulsing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale down, my hands are not facing each other. They stay that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale down, my hands are facing up when they're down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they're going to go to face out. Inhale, up, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the beginning, hands face down. Inhale, up, 2, 3, 4, 5. They face each other. If this is too much with your weights, do it without the weights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They face upwards, and now it's downwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then all the way out. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One last set. Arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They face in. Use your lungs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They face up. Fill up your lungs. Do not hold your breath in. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Big breath in. Hands face out. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. So if we do like 3 sets of those 4 things, we've done 12, right? The hundreds, the whole idea of the hundreds is that these are all sets of 10. Anyway, we did the 120s with that extra spiraling. Let's come in and drop your knees from side to side. Relax through your butt. Let this massage out the back of your hips. Let the guts really relax. So I feel like in our culture, certainly the messaging that I got most of my life in various different classes through images of television But our culture is like this very hold it all in our guts, in our bellies, in our, posture. Let it out, right? Whatever you've been holding in, let some of that stuff out. It's not helping us to hold it in. Breathing, taking up some space with your gut body, taking up some space with your rib cage and lungs, taking up space with your whole body, right? We don't need to be these tiny little things. We can take up space. All right, and certainly we need the people who haven't been taking up space to take up more space, and the people who've been taking up a lot of space to take up less space. Hands down by your sides, balancing it out. Circles with your legs, big or small. And I'm pointing up and flexing down. And I'm going to make this a little bit more by coming up and then opening it out. So I'm going to peel off the floor. That is an option. You do not have to do it. You could also be doing these kind of small. So really, whatever feels right in your body, honor your own body by listening in. Not every day is the same like menu appropriate of movement. Like it can really change from day to day and how you feel in that movement or how flexible you are, how sore you are, depending on what you ate, how much you slept, who you hung out with, right? Did you hang out? Let's roll back and forth with people who helped you downregulate your nervous system, or did you hang out with people that helped you upregulate it? And that's like not necessarily a good or bad for either one. Upregulation can be good when you need energy and you need to be active and engaged. And downregulation can be good when you need to calm down, rest, digest, soothe, settle, heal, right? All right, let's come back in. We're going to do the other direction, just circling the knees. So circles down, out, and in. Breathing. Thinking of pouring your inner body around so that you're hydrating, massaging out, giving your body the chance to relieve and release itself. Relieve itself. That sounds like you're going to go to the bathroom. But finding relief is what I mean. Finding relief in your body. Let's open that up side to side and just roll across from side to side. Feet can be relaxed, knees can be relaxed. This doesn't have to be a huge stretch, whatever it is for you, but let it massage out your back. So if I lower my legs down, I get lower into my butt. If I bring them up, I'm more in my sacrum. If I bring them up more, I'm more into my waist. So move your legs so that you can massage out whatever part of your back you're feeling the most. Bringing it in. Internally rotate one leg at a time. And take as long as you need in each side. So sometimes I really just move through things, we just keep moving. But sometimes it's really nice to take your time. Slow down. Yeah, that was my embodiment PSA for, was it yesterday? Yes, it was yesterday. And I did a whole inquiry practice about slowing down. And one way is just to do the thing that you're doing much slower. Just take your time, feel into that. There's much more space for your awareness when you move slowly, right? You can take it and go, what am I feeling now? Does this feel different now? I'm going to hook my heel and stay there a little longer, breathing into it. Yeah, adding that anytime, just going, nitric oxide, come in and do your best. It's also it affects the tissues of the sort of endothelium. It's the lining of your veins and stuff like that. So when we have that nitric oxide in there, it's sort of like an it gets things moving. It's an what is it called? Inflammatory of that stuff. Is that the right way of putting it? I may be butchering the truth about that, but I've heard it, read it, learned about it a billion times. And when it comes out of my mouth, sometimes it alters a little bit. So look it up. Look it up, people. We have the wonders of the Google to find all the information. All right, bring it in, open your feet wide, and let's press the pelvis up. So I'm really wide for this right now, and I'm just going to do a little push-pull. My feet are right at the edge of my mat. What do I want to do? I want to do something different. Let's try internally rotating just a little bit and pressing up. Internally rotate the other leg and press up. So I'm going to show you this here. This is what I'm doing. My feet are wide and pressed up. I'm just internally rotating one leg, pushing through, internally rotating the other leg, pushing through. If this hurts at all in your hips, don't do it. I've got my ghost light going on and off over there. Press it up, internal and lift, internal and lift. It takes a certain amount of control to do those two different things, right? I'm pressing up on one side, I'm letting the other side release enough that I can turn that leg in. Good, and release and roll the whole thing down, vertebra by vertebra, softening into the ground. And then let's take just a little rock here. You can push with your feet. See if you can free up your sacrum, send a wave of movement through your spine. So head-tail connection through your spine. Relax your tongue. Relax your throat. Relax your head. Relax your cranium, right? There is tiny, tiny movement even within our suture joints of our cranium, right? It's alive. All of us inside, it's living. Maybe not our hair once it's grown out, but even our teeth are alive. All right, and have nerves. Let's do another thing here. Okay, I haven't done this in forever, but we're going to do it. It just came to my mind. What you're going to do is I've got to adjust myself on my mat so that I can do that. You're going to have one leg bent, hands are down by your sides. You're going to push and lift, and then slide it out and change legs. So you're going to press up both hips and then slide and change. Pressing up, trying to stay, making that little bridge. You can push through that heel if you want and release it out. It feels good to actually push through the heel because then you're lifting, then slide, reach through the heel to come down. Changing, lift, open the front, lengthen it out. So as we come up, back body is working. We're pushing, opening, and then sliding it back out. For our seated culture, we want to open up our hip flexors, fairly regularly. But we don't want to be sitting all day and then go do some high intensity class for 1 hour and then return to sitting it's like we want to give our body a chance. So if you're going to do a high intensity class, which I do recommend doing, they should be in your life. Just make sure that you're walking, you're doing something else before, that there's a progression. It's not just, stillness into intense mobility into stillness again. Better to be moving a little bit, a lot more than just still and then high intensity and then stillness again, right? We want to have more fluidity in our bodies. All right, let's roll up. And let's come to our sides, and we're going to do a slightly different side one. This is maybe, well, you'll see how it is for you. I'm going to have my hand a little further away, so my armpit would go straight down to the floor. This foot is bent, this foot's underneath, this hand is here. I'm going to inhale, press myself up, and exhale, coming back down to seated. Inhale, push, exhale, coming down. Inhale, press, exhale. Deep breath in, long body, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Yeah, I feel like I have my little lighting person over there turning that light on and off. Inhale, exhale. 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Stay there. Big circle in one direction. Big circle in the other direction. And we're going to come down. Take the bottom leg forward, the top leg back. We're going to go into a side stretch there. Big breathing. Settle into the stretch. And then slightly rounding forward, slightly arching. And I'm using this hand to push so that I can go more into that arch, right? Getting all that lung tissue moving, getting your heart moving. Inhale, open, right? Any kind of plaque building up in those veins, we're just going to ease it away through movement and fluidity. And nitric oxide, clearing it up. And then come in and we're going to flip it over to the other side. So I start with my hand a little bit like a foot away from me, maybe a little more than that. Top foot is folded over, bottom foot is underneath, and I'm gonna like be making this line up through space. So I come into it and then taking it down on a diagonal. I'm gonna count this time 2. We're gonna go for 10 or 12. 3, 4, inhale up, exhale down. 5, could be the other way. You could exhale up, inhale down. 6, either way is fine. 7, 8, 9. We're going to go up and stay at 10. We will not do 12. Circle in one direction, feeling that connection into the rotator cuff. Circle the other direction and take it down. Bottom leg comes forward, top leg goes back. We do a side stretch here. Settle into that. And then rounding forward and opening up. Rounding forward, open. Exhale. Open, open. Exhale. Open. Exhale. Good. And come in. We're going to do something else pretty exciting. But first, let's just take a little, there's that light. Forward fold. Stretch it out. Walk it from side to side. Move your butt. Move your hips. Easy inner body. Yummy. Let's give ourselves that nitric oxide. Yum. Inhaling that in. I love people who are ecstatic eaters, like people who like take a bite of something and then they're so into it. They're like, yeah, like they're really enjoying it with sound. I think that always makes me happy to see that. So think of like being an ecstatic movement person where it just feels good. You can go, yeah, oh, that feels good. It feels good to move. All right, let's take back to this first side. Top leg is behind you. Oh, that's a good one. This is a dance exercise. Let's do it. You're going to turn your body slightly and just lift that up and then push into the floor with your leg, lifting it up and down, up and down, up and down. It might be barely any movement. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. If you really stabilize, this is like those little teeny intrinsic muscles. Good, and relax. Maybe you didn't even feel anything. If so, excellent. But this is also a hip health movement, right? We want the integrity of the top of our femur head because it's been pulled by the tissue, the fascia, in both directions, right? Like if I'm always just turning out, I'm losing a little bit of integrity within the tissue that should be able to also turn in, right? Aren't going to walk around turned in or walk around turned out, but we want to have like equal capacity because that's going to affect the top of our bone and all the fascia within there, right? So it can go here, it can go there. We're lubricating up the hip socket as we do that, but we're also not making it just strong in one direction, right? We want the strength to be balanced or more balanced. Okay, back to this exercise that we're finally getting to. You're going to grab your lat, the top hand of this leg to the floor. We're going to touch our shoulder down to the floor. We'll go for 12. Try to go all the way down. Going 1. Touch it down 2. It is a weird tricep push-up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we'll swing the legs around to the other side. Starting with the first thing, which is turning your body and then turning up and down with that leg. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Give it a little tap. Might not have felt like you did a lot, or it might have felt like, oh my God, I did nothing. Like I could only get an inch off the floor. That's fine. Whatever you got, it's fine. It doesn't need to be different. And we're just working in a different way. All right, bottom hand, this side, grabs onto your lat, top hand to the floor for 12. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good, and bring it in. Let's open up into a straddle. As big or small as you got. No pressure. You can also bend your knees a little bit here. Let's circle the hands and feet. Core distal relationship, center to periphery, right? Especially as we get out to the fingers and toes, change direction. We want to maintain an integrated relationship on a nervous system level, on a blood flow level, on a fascia level with these edges of our body, right? So that we have awareness out there. So just fingers and toes moving, and feel as you're moving your fingers and toes, see if you can feel your central channel lengthening up. So you're lengthening, opening, radiating out. Starfish energy. Taking your hands behind your head, take it down and up. We're not going to stretch the arms out right now. We'll just go to the sides, down and up. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Try to touch your elbow all the way down. And if you are getting your elbow all the way down, you want to make it harder, interlace your hands behind your head. Make it further. Try to keep your sit bones connected to the floor. So one of them is going to want to pop up, and one of mine kind of does as I go down, but I'm trying to keep it connected. And I can do that really by lengthening out through my legs. So I'm feeling my legs stretching away from center the whole time. Oh, okay, enough of that. If you're finished with straddle, put the soles of your feet together, Baddha Konasana, come forward here. If you're happy in your straddle, take it down. Breathe into it. I mean, having an open straddle is not the most important thing for people, unless you're a dancer, a pole dancer, maybe a horseback rider, maybe even a hockey player. If you are a hockey goalie, you want to have this split. So, yeah. But not everybody needs that, right? We don't need to have everything. Bring it in. We're going to do a spiral, rolling across your butt one way and then the other, letting half of your body, well, it's not just half of your body, your whole body can internally spiral, twisting around. If you want to make more of it, take your hand, and as you come around, feel into your rib cage as you go. So one hand down on the floor, the other hand comes into your rib cage. You don't even need to push with it. Just feel the connection. Feel how your body is moving under there. You can feel your skin, underneath that your fascia, and your bones. Yeah. Now we're going to change that. You're going to put both hands down on the floor, take it down, surrender to the earth, and then come up. Big arm circle on top. Opening, 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 taking it down, and then up and open. So we're massaging through our hips and butt, but we're also getting this nice arm circle here and spinal movement, twisting through the spine, surrendering. There's that head-tail connection. Opening, opening, and then closing the front. Good. And let's let that go. I'm just going to have a sip of coffee. Delicious. Yeah, I'm already pretty high energy, so one coffee a day is about all I can manage, but it's so delicious. I love it. Let's take it into a forearm plank. One knee to the floor at a time, parallel. We're going to do three things. You're going to go parallel, parallel, twist, twist, outer shoulder, parallel, parallel, twist, twist, outer shoulder, parallel, parallel, twist, twist, shoulder, shoulder, parallel, parallel, twist, twist, shoulder, shoulder. 2 more sets, parallel, parallel, twist, twist, shoulder, shoulder, last one, parallel, parallel, twist, twist, shoulder, shoulder, and take it down. Ah, relax. Bend your knees, let your legs fall, relax your feet, relax your butt, relax your guts, relax your belly. Breathe, big breathing. And then let's do this. We haven't done this in a long time. Bend one knee, grab on, draw your heel in towards your butt. Quad stretch. From that position, you can internally and externally rotate a little bit, thinking of moving that femur head, the top of your thigh bone, in that ball and socket joint. And again, getting that tissue through your leg, through the joint, even into your pelvis to have some mobility. And then we're going to kick the whole thing up into a half bow, radiating out like a star, a weird star. Breathe. And release and take it down. Switch it to the other side. Start with the quad stretch. Remember that you have left the cats outside and it's freezing. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, and then turn it in and out. Oops, sorry, buddy. And then kick it up into your half bow. They always like to go outside in the morning. And I think it's great for them to go out there. They get that morning light. But then I forget they're out there. It's too cold to leave the door open. Peapod, come here. And then come up, big arch, and take it down. Shake your butt for a second, let it go. Release your spine. Inhale, lift, and exhale. I mean, the cats have fur. They're not going to die. They're fine out there. But I know Gaylord doesn't like to be outside in the cold for very long. Inhale, lift, round your spine. And my cats are incredibly spoiled. Take it back to a child's pose. And then easy movement from side to side. So let's come up. You're going to push down into your arms. So I'm pushing into the floor and I'm kind of retracting. So I'm kind of pushing down into the floor and pulling my arms back. Just pushing like I'm getting ready to spring, like a cat would in there. Well, getting ready to launch by pushing into the floor. Chest is open, shoulders open. Then you're going to just reach them out. Shoulders coming up to your ears. Long back, whole back lengthening out, and then coming back up. Oh, and there it is. Squeaky and the block. Push down, push down, push down, and slide it out. Soften, release, and surrender. Let go. Couple of deep breaths. And then draw them in, retract, and push down into the floor. Shoulders wide. Let's just do this. You're going to be there. You're going to push back and then pull through. So it's a small movement, maybe. Small rounding, maybe a big rounding, whatever feels good. But what I want is really to feel chest coming through, pushing down into your arms, opening up. Yeah, this is like the beginning. Dogs and cats do it, usually with their butt way up in the air. But it's like that stretch through the sternum, the chest, the lungs, the heart, opening. Exhale back. Inhale, push down with your arms, pull through, and curl. And last one, inhale and come up. And let me just check on our time because I don't have a clue what time it is. Okay, we're doing good. We'll do a little bit of leg stuff from our, actually, you know what, let's start this. Let's keep in the vein of making this a little more challenging class. And we're gonna do a forearm plank, one leg up at a time. Let's do like 8 on the right and then 8 on the left so that you, yeah, each of them have come in now to say hello. There's Lord Gaylord, his lordship. Coming into your forearm plank, right leg going 1, touch down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring it in, elbows and knees, right leg out behind you. Let's go for 12, kicking the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Coming up, one leg out to the side, right out to your side. Shift your upper body slightly over, away from your leg, up and down for, let's go 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch it to the other side. Right out to your side. So it's not going back on the diagonal. It's right out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, squeaky, 7, 8. Bring it in. He's such a little chatterbox. Coming into, let's do this version. 1 foot in front of the other, knees out to the side, just taking it forward. Let go. Breathe. Relax your neck and shoulders. Soften down. And then change legs. Change it to the other side. Taking it down. Breathe into it. And then coming up, unscramble, let them go. Feel into your legs for a second, little massage down, maybe back up. Just noticing if there's any inflammation, if there's any tender areas. Take note of where they are. Like track what's going on in your body. Like I can definitely feel that my right leg is stronger, but it's also a little more restricted. Like I can feel in the tissue that it's not as fluid as my left leg. And my right leg is the one that I've had some stuff with in the past few months, but it's actually doing really good right now. So yeah, no water on the knees, but just feeling in so you know what's going on with your own body, right? We've put so much of our power outside of ourselves, to the trainer, to the doctor, to the other person, to everybody else who knows all this stuff. Learn the stuff, look into your own body. It's interesting. We live in them for our whole lives. Crossing one leg over the other, inhale, lift, and exhale, take it down. Breathe. Don't give away your power too easily. And knowledge is power, and learning stuff. It's so available. So many good teachers out there. And then come up and let's change legs. Other one. Inhale, lift, exhale, take it down. Breathe, surrender, melt. Breathing easiness into your body, letting go, whatever you're holding on. And that's why like meditation practices and movement practices go so well together because with movement practice, you can really fine tune what you're feeling. And then meditation practice, you can start to learn to stay with it and let it go. Breathing, letting it go, softening, and then coming in, taking both legs underneath, taking your butt up to the ceiling, letting your head hang down, and shift from side to side. And there's so many different possibilities of things to do. And if you're just starting to learn something, stick with it for a while, you know, and then roll up. Although I'm a type of person that if there's two different types of ballet, I want to study them both. But that came later in life. If there's two different types of capoeira, I need to try them both. Here he is. This is the little troublemaker who's going to get to do the end with me. He's purring. Just easy and loose. Breathing into your body, a little weight shift. If you have a furry friend to hug, they can be really wonderful for fulfilling the oxytocin needs. Good. Inhale, lift, and open. Exhale, bend your knees, take it down. Inhale, lift, stretch it out and up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift, and open. Exhale, release it down. Last one. Inhale, fill up, expand, and exhale, just shake it out. Coming into a close. If you're there in TV land, I see a few people came in and went. Please like, subscribe, share, do all the things. Consider supporting it.